It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Samuel Adams Brewery, and it's a bottle of the Rebel IPA, coming in at 6.5% ABV. The beer was imported by Shepherd Neame in the UK. There's a look at the bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the opening. I do like a good IPA. I do like Samuel Adams. And I gotta be honest, I've been scratching my head the last hour or so, wondering, have I ever reviewed an IPA from Samuel Adams? I know I've reviewed the Boston Lager, very nice lager indeed, but never a big punching IPA. And I like the fact that they've gone out and they've gone, you know, Rebel IPA, let's do this. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it properly. So, beer in the glass. It's a lovely golden coloured ale, it's very clear, nice clarity to it. Slow moving carbonation moving through the beer there with a nice one finger white head. Aroma on the beer. Yeah, typical American style IPA. Very clean smelling IPA. You know exactly what you're getting. Grapefruity, a little bit piney, a little bit earthy as well. Smells good. I'd like to thank Shepherd Neame for sending me this beer. It's always great to get great American craft beer, so a big thank you to them. Come in the post yesterday. Cheers to you guys. Let's get on with the review. Cheers. Wow. Well done, Samuel Adams. That's big and that's punching and that's very hoppy. Very hoppy. A ramping bitterness on the back end. Punching grapefruit flavours. A little bit of earthiness in there. Nice sweet middle. Nice malty sweet middle, nice breadiness. It's a nicely carbonated brew and very drinkable. 6.5% ABV. You could tuck a couple away quite easily. It's very drinkable and the sun's shining out there today. We're about to hit our British summertime, so all's good. All's good with a good beer in your hand. Now, I just to go off topic a little bit, in terms of flavours and whatever else, I want to talk about the brand. Samuel Adams, the brand. Now, I like to ask questions for you guys to answer. I like going through the comments box and reading your theories on things and your answers to my questions. So my question is this... Now, I've always... Let me start from the start. I've always thought of Samuel Adams as a very solid brewery. Their Boston Lager is a very good lager. But I kind of struggle to think of other beers that I've tried from them and they've produced. And I suppose that's because they've probably got more in their range. We struggle to get any kind of beer like that in the UK. In fact, the first Boston Lager I got was actually sent from America to the UK for me to review by Mr. Chad's Beer Reviews. So thank you to him all them years ago. We can get it regularly now in the UK. But yeah, the question is, Samuel Adams, their volume of beer has kind of surpassed the craft barrier. Is this a response from Samuel Adams to say, hey, we can still produce really good beers? It doesn't matter if we're kind of growing and gaining market share out there in business terms. And I think, I personally think that's what they've done. They've gone Rebel IPA and a little bit kind of maybe drawing back to their roots, their very small roots when they started. Because let's be fair, everybody now knows Boston Lager. I was in Turkey last week. I was in a dusty old town in the middle of nowhere. I went to the local, what I thought was just a normal shop, and they had Samuel Adams in the middle of nowhere. They had Samuel Adams in the fridge, and I looked again. I thought, wow, Boston Lager in the middle of a dusty old Turkish town. What? So yeah, my theory is that they've gone kind of showed their roots a little bit with this, and produced a nice IPA. And it is a nice IPA. It's very tasty. Let's get back to the tasting notes. But before I do, I'd like you to comment. I'd like you to give your kind of theories on this beer in the comments box. It's always good to read. So it's clean, it's clinical, it's refreshing, it's nice and earthy, it's very nice and kind of grapefruity and bitter. It's got a fantastic bitterness on the back end, let's be fair. It's a lovely beer. So, rating for Samuel Adams Rebel IPA. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a very good beer. 8 out of 10 from Real Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.